My name is Paige. I'm a 30-year-old full-time housewife. Currently, I am pregnant. I live in a large house with my husband, Thomas, and every single day I'm excited about welcoming our baby into this world. As you can see, my stomach is already big, and next week I'll be diving into my last month of pregnancy. The baby could be born at any moment now. My sweet, sweet baby. I hope you enter this world happily and healthily. Your mommy and daddy both can't wait to meet you soon. They're there.
Paige, you're talking to the kid in your stomach again? These days, I feel like you spend more time talking to her than you do to me.
That might be true. Sorry. It's become a habit, I guess. But I could say the same to you, Thomas. Whenever you come home from work these days, the first thing you do is say I'm home straight to my stomach, so you can't talk, Thomas.
Don't say that. But every time I see that your stomach is getting bigger, it makes me realize that I'm about to become a father.
That's true, Thomas. You're so kind and relatable. You're definitely going to be an amazing dad. Even though we had a simple life, every day was very peaceful and full of love with Thomas. That's right. That is, until I would hear the shocking words come out of Thomas's mouth next.
That reminds me, I got a call from my mom this afternoon. Apparently, my big sister is getting a divorce, and tomorrow, she's moving back home with our parents.
What? Maria's getting a divorce and she's moving home?
Yeah, according to her, over the last 2 years, it hasn't been going well with her husband. So eventually, it ended up in a divorce. Well, not that surprised, to be honest.
Yeah, every single year when she would come over to see us, she was always complaining about our husband. I guess I'm not that surprised either. But the moment I heard about my sister-in-law, I had a really bad feeling wash over me. Because, to be honest, my sister-in-law, on top of that, my mother-in-law, I really did not like. And when the two of them are together, it is truly the worst. Every single time that side of the family gets together, they spend the whole time dissing me. Even though I'm standing right in front of them, they keep talking trash about me. Even over New Year's this year. You know, you really don't have much presence, or how do I say this? You're so plain. There's nothing exciting about you. I don't know why Thomas chose someone like Paige as his wife. Well, that's true. I also felt the same way inside, but it's true that if you compare her to other girls that Thomas has had as girlfriends in the past, she does seem like a plain and dark kind of girl. Once again, they're talking about that this year. Every year they have the same conversation. Don't they have anything more fun to talk about? Even if I may be plain or dark, I'm doing my best to live my life. Hey, Mom, did you just see the face Paige made? It looks like she was irritated by what we just said. What is that? What a rude little girl. Hey, Paige, are you listening? You know, we're just saying this for your own sake. Yes, you're right. My apologies. Every single time we would gather at my in-laws' house, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law would get drunk and they'd be like this and they would make me the brunt of their jokes and enjoy their drinks. Not only that, but Thomas would often look the other way and he never stepped in to help me. That's why every single time I would have to gather at my in-laws' house a couple of times a year, I would call it the patience party, and I would just have to focus on tolerating this behavior the entire time. Well, little by little, I have gotten used to it though. But as long as we lived this close to Thomas's parents' house, I knew that even if I wanted to cut it off all times with them, I wouldn't be able to, so I was uneasy. But then, one day, in order to have a change of mood, I went to the mall to go shopping by myself, and I was about to go home when, right at that moment, right in the middle of the crosswalk, I saw an elderly man who was wobbling on the street, and it looks like he might fall over at any moment. Sir, be careful!
Whoa! Oh dear!
Hey, you're right in the middle of the crosswalk. If a car were to come by, you'd be hit. You need to hurry up and come over here. Please take my hand and I'll walk you.
I'm sorry about that. Thank you very much.
This was a crosswalk that usually had a massive amount of traffic. Luckily, at this moment, not one car had come by. What if a huge truck or something had come and they hadn't seen him? Just thinking about that sent chills down my spine. Mister, are you okay? Did you get hurt anywhere?
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. More importantly, you have such a large belly right now. Thank you for going out of your way to help me.
Not at all. You don't need to worry about me, but why were you in a place like this by yourself? Could it be that you don't live around here?
That's right. Today I came shopping with my grandchild around here. But as we were both looking around at our favorite places, before I knew it, we got separated. So I thought that if I waited for them at the parking lot, then I'd be able to meet up with them again. But this wasn't the parking lot.
I see. Well, I'm just glad to hear that you're okay. Well, then, I still have some time, so if you'd like, would you like to wait for your grandchild together? I'm sure if we're talking together, then it'll go by more quickly. I was the type of person that couldn't leave somebody if they were troubled. If I got home, there were some chores and cooking that I needed to get done, but I just couldn't leave the old man like this here by himself. But then, faster than we thought, the grandson found his grandfather, and I was relieved.
Grandpa, where were you? I looked everywhere for you. Seriously, don't make me worry like that. I was so worried that I thought my heart was going to come out of my chest. Don't be so dramatic. I was lost over there by the crosswalk when this kind pregnant lady helped me. She saved my life. That could have turned out much worse. I didn't know that. Thank you very much for risking your own safety to save my grandfather. This is my grandfather, Grandpa Michael, and my name is Kevin.
My name is Paige. I just so happened to run into Mr. Michael on my way home. Please don't worry, but I'm just glad to see that the two of you were able to be reunited.
Right? Kevin, this young lady, isn't she a wonderful woman? It's my first time meeting her as well, but I was able to enjoy my conversation with her, and I truly had a great time. Is Paige... If you don't mind, would it be possible to have a little bit more of your time? My grandfather says so as well, but if you'd like, would you like to go to a cafe and have some cake? I'd like for you to let me thank you.
What? But you really don't need to worry about me.
Oh? What was that? Did you just say that you love cake?
No, that's not what I said.
Well, that's great news. Oh, what was that? You were just starting to get a little thirsty? Well then, it's decided. I was just in the mood for something sweet to myself. Miss Paige, if you don't mind, will you please humor us for about 30 more minutes?
Well then, just for a little bit more. After that, we went into a cafe that had a balcony outside. They insisted that I order whatever I wanted, and so the three of us ordered a cake and a cup of tea each. Mr. Michael and his grandson Kevin were both very kind, and even though it was just 30 minutes, I was able to have a really sweet time. On my way home to thank me, they said they gave me a lot of sweets to take home, to the point where I almost felt bad this time. But then when I glanced at my watch, I realized that it was already 5 p.m. I needed to hurry home. That was what I thought, and I was practically jogging home, and I was getting ready to start dinner when...
Hey, Paige. Today, earlier, you looked like you were having a great time alone with that guy in that fancy little cafe with the balcony. But what on earth was that about, huh?
What? What is this? Why is he mad? Oh, I didn't know you were nearby, Thomas. If you saw me, then you should have said something. Those people, what happened was when I was on my way home from shopping today...
Shut up! Stop making up excuses! What I'm asking is, what were you doing in broad daylight betraying me like that? Looks like you were having a great old time laughing with that guy.
Like I said, it's not what it looks like. It wasn't just me and one other guy. There was one more person, an old man in his 80s that was with us. The younger man was the grandson and...
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up already! How dare you betray me like this? I'm never going to forgive you!
Like I said, it's not what you think. Please just listen to my story. Thomas was so angry that he didn't even try to listen to the rest of my story. And not only that, but in terrible timing, my mother-in-law and sister-in-law, who I did not get along with, also arrived at my house. Hey, I heard from Thomas. How dare you betray my brother like that? A plain little girl like you. Who do you think you are, having an affair in broad daylight like that? That's right. And not only that, but when you're about to give birth to a new family member of the family. What on earth were you doing? Aren't you embarrassed?
You know, Recently, you've had your head in the clouds, and I thought that there was something wrong with you. You've been lazy about the chores, and even when I message you, you don't reply. But of course you wouldn't, because you had another guy besides me.
Like I said, you have it wrong. Please just listen to what I have to say. All I did was try to help somebody. Why am I being yelled at by my family like this? I was so flustered that I couldn't come up with a way to convince these people on the spot. When I looked up at the three of them and their faces, they were all glaring at me with terrifying looks. What on earth are they saying that I did? I felt like all the voices inside of me being drowned out at the moment.
Wait a minute. That baby that's in your stomach. It better not be from that man that you were with today.
Huh? What are you saying? That's enough already! He's right! That has to be the case. Otherwise, there's no way that a woman this pregnant with such a big stomach would be having tea with another man. My goodness, how disgraceful! I'm telling you, you're wrong! Like I said, that person is someone I helped today!
No, I can't believe you. I'm going to ask you one more time. Is that really my child?
Thomas was grinning as he was saying such awful things. When Thomas said that, everything that I was holding back inside snapped. I haven't done anything wrong. If anything, all I did was help somebody. I can't believe that he would say something that awful. I can't forgive him anymore. I need to say something back. I need to put him in his place. That's what I thought, but then these three tried to come at me even deeper. Thomas, don't you think you should stop living with a traitor like this? Because she's the type of wife to cheat on her own husband.
You're right. To be honest, I'm pretty disillusioned, and I can't trust this woman anymore. And plus, there's no way that I'm going to be able to raise a child that's not even mine.
You're right! I also agree with your opinions, Maria and Thomas. For today, you should just come back home with us and we can discuss what to do from there.
True. Plus, I need to start looking at the settlement fee and stuff like that. Well then, Paige, you better start getting ready to leave this house. And don't take your time.
As Thomas said that, the three of them hurried out the door in great spirits. And in this large house, I was left there alone. To be honest, my mind had gone completely blank, and I was also irritated by the illogical and rude statements that they had been throwing at me. I stood there not knowing what to do. However, a few hours later, once I'd calmed down, I knew that something about this didn't seem right. Because I didn't do anything wrong at all. And that's when I started to think. As soon as I had the thought, I immediately took action. I found a detective with 24-hour reception, and I requested that they do an investigation on Thomas. They told me that it would take 1 week for the results, but within 3 days I was able to receive the most valuable information in my hands. And then it was time. The day of the battle had arrived.
Hey, Paige. I came here prepared with the paperwork today. Once you sign this paperwork, hurry up and get out of this house, you cheating woman!
That's right. You're not worthy as a wife in this family, you worthless woman. Hurry up and sign this paperwork and hurry up and get out! Seriously, what an arrogant woman. Not only were you cheating, but you were pregnant with somebody else's child? If you thought you were going to have somebody else raise his own child, you better think twice. Now hurry up and sign the paperwork. When I looked at the paperwork that Thomas had prepared, along with the divorce papers, there was also an invoice for a settlement fee that they must have created themselves. And not only that, but the requested fee was $100,000 on a payment in cash within 1 month. That's what it said. How twisted do you have to be able to make such a random document? It was such a pain for me to have to entertain these pathetic people. That's what I thought, but I decided to get my revenge and put an end to this once and for all. It seems like you have some kind of misunderstanding, but are you all okay? Is there something wrong with your brains? First of all, let's start with you, Thomas. You're the one that will be leaving this house.
What? Wait, huh? What the hell are you saying?
What do you mean? Because this is a house I inherited from my grandfather when he passed away. It's under my name. and so I should have the right to decide who stays and who leaves. And then second of all, the settlement fee. Collecting a settlement fee? Where is your definitive proof that I committed adultery? And plus, let's say that I did have an affair. Is this amount appropriate for that?
What the hell are you saying? You betrayed me! Who do you think you are?
That's right. Hurry up and sign this paperwork and hand over the money. I'm still not finished. And then third of all, please go ahead and take a look at this material that I've prepared for you. I knew that there was something very unnatural about what you were saying and doing, and so I learned my own investigation. Thomas, you're the one that betrayed me and are having an extramarital affair with the secretary at your company, aren't you? And not only that, over the last 5 years, I was able to discover that you had a relationship with this woman since before you got married to me!
That's...
Well, there he is! He's finally panicking! Well, then time to stick the nail in the coffin. I will go ahead and sign the divorce papers that you brought here. However, I'm the one that brought over the paperwork that needs to be signed. Well, I'm sure you'll receive more detailed information from my lawyer later. And don't worry, I'm gonna make sure I receive a full amount from both you and your mistress. I completely turned the tables on him. Thomas had no longer anything he could say back to me, and his face had turned completely pale. And you know what? Just seeing him like this made me feel a whole lot better. But since this was the perfect opportunity, why don't I teach him a little bit more? Hey Thomas, did you know this? That secretary that you were having an affair with, she's actually the daughter of one of the board of directors at your company. And, I thought it would be rude for me to have this information and not say anything, so I made sure to send the results of this investigation to your company at the headquarters as well.
What? Hey, wait! No, don't do that! If you do that, don't you know that I'm going to get fired?
That's right, Paige! How much do you have to make Thomas suffer to make yourself feel better? You need to cut it out trying to get revenge like a little kid. Sheesh, seriously? I've been listening to you, and who do you think you are? And first of all, the only reason why Thomas cheated on you is because you don't have any attractiveness as a woman. Stop making this all Thomas's fault. Oh dear. These people. Are they sure they want to be speaking to me like this? Well, then why don't I hurry up and shut them both up as well? Oh, that's right. There's actually something I need to inform you two of as well. Huh? Well, what? Ever since I got married to Thomas, everything that you've said to me and everything that you've done to me, I've been taking note of in my diary. And on days when it was particularly bad, I've been recording it as well. Do you know what that means? So, what does that have to do with anything? When I spoke to my lawyer about it, what you two have been doing is harassment, and they told me that I should be able to sue you both as well. To be honest, I thought it would be fine as long as I was able to settle the situation with Thomas. But I've decided I'll be collecting a settlement fee from the both of you as well. But please don't do that. Stop that. You know that our family doesn't have any money to begin with. If you collect a settlement fee from us, we're not going to be able to live. That's right. Don't do that. Lucky me, I thought I was just going to get a settlement fee from Thomas, but I'm also going to get money from my mother-in-law and sister-in-law. When I grinned and flashed my smile at the two of them, finally they were just as pale as Thomas. And then, just as I expected, all three of them completely changed their tune.
All right, Paige, I really am sorry. I apologize.
I'm sorry. Paige, how can I apologize to you? I'm also sorry I came on a little bit too strong to you.
I'm also really sorry. I really regret it. So come on, take it easy now, right? We'll leave this house, and I promise we'll never show ourselves in front of you ever again. So, about the money, can you just let it go? Forgive me.
I also beg you. I won't do anything mean to you again, so please. Me too. I'm really sorry about everything until now. We don't have any money, so please forgive us. The three of them all dropped down to their knees to apologize to me. And that's why I left them with these final words. No thanks. After that, the lawyer that I had hired arrived at the house. And this lawyer was introduced to me through the detective agency that I hired. She was a strong divorce lawyer, and everything moved smoothly from there. All three of them couldn't make a sound as they signed the paperwork that the lawyer had prepared, and they couldn't fight anymore. And then they ran out of the house as if to run away from me, terrified of the settlement fee that they were about to be sued for, and they all went home in tears. And watching that, I finally felt refreshed. Of course, because Thomas had laid his hands on the daughter of one of the board of directors, he was fired. He was also sued for a settlement fee, not only me, but the husband of that woman as well. I also heard that he might be getting sued from the company as well. Take that! He's definitely going to spend the rest of his life in debt, and I'm sure he won't be able to mess around anymore. As for the duo that was my ex-mother-in-law and Maria, they were unemployed, and with the settlement fee they owed me, they were instantly in debt as well. Nowadays, I heard that the two of them are stuck living in a factory far out in the mountains and working in a suspicious factory from morning until night. Apparently, they tried to run away, but they got caught and they're scolded by some scary people. After that, as for what happened to me, I was in my last month of pregnancy and things were a little bit stressful there. But the divorce went through before I gave birth. And then, not long after that, I welcomed a beautiful baby girl. And today, to my hospital room, Mr. Michael, who I saved that day, and his grandson Kevin had come to visit me. Actually, these two had become the key people for me to get my divorce. I guess coincidences are amazing. And it made me realize the world is connected in a strange way.
Miss Page, congratulations on giving birth. How are you feeling?
Oh, Mr. Michael, thank you so much for going out of your way to come visit me in the hospital. As you can see, I'm feeling great.
Miss Page, congratulations! I heard that you had a bit of a stressful time right before you gave birth, but I'm really glad that it seems we were able to help.
Yes, I'm very sorry that you had to see me in such a pathetic state, but I could never have imagined that you were detectives. I was shocked that coincidences like this happen.
To be honest, I also thought I was seeing and hearing things at first. But more than anything, I'm glad that we were able to be reunited like this. See? Look at him. My grandfather is crying tears of happiness. Oh, it almost feels like my great-grandchild is born. I'm so happy.
Oh, Mr. Michael, you're so dramatic. But truly, thank you so much for everything. Once I'm discharged from the hospital and things calm down a little bit, please let me contact you again, personally this time. Let's go for cake together again.
Yes, I'll be waiting to hear from you, Miss Page. As long as it takes. What was that? You said you wanted to eat sushi next time? Well then, when you're discharged from the hospital, why don't we go out for sushi together?
Yes, sir! I'm looking forward to seeing you both again. Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!